Well, hello everybody. Thank you so much for being here for my live video. I just wanted to um, share a little bit with you today about some things that are going on. So first of all, I just want to wish all of you a Merry Christmas, and I hope that you're finding some joy in this season. I know for me, I'm enjoying the little things of life, the Christmas lights and the Christmas trees, and I'm just enjoying all the little things, all the small things of the season just bring me joy. And I hope that you're able to enjoy some of the wonders of this time as we focus on Christmas and Christ's birth. And even if you're having a hard time this season, which is most likely, I just hope that in and amongst you're able to enjoy some beauty and joy as well. So I wanted to give you an update about what's going on with my health and ask for prayers. And what I wanted to tell you was I actually have to give you just a little bit of the background. Some of you know, some of you don't. But I was diagnosed with breast cancer 4.5 years ago, and I went through all that treatment. And unfortunately, 4 days after I finished treatment, I developed symptoms of a lung disease called pulmonary fibrosis, which is a terminal lung disease. And so I've had that for 3.5 years, and my life expectancy is 3 to 5 years, and I'm at 3.5, so at least I've passed the lower boundary there, which is a very good thing. And my situation is very unique in that because I had cancer, well, what I should say is, so this is a progressive lung disease that there's no cure for. There's drugs that can slow down the scarring that happens in your lungs. What happens is your lungs get scarred on the inside, and then the parts of your lungs that would normally take in air aren't able to because they're filled with scars. And so just over time, that scarring gets worse and worse, and eventually you pass away from it. And there's no cure. There are some drugs that can reduce the scarring, but there is no cure other than the most radical treatment, which would be a lung transplant. And my situation is unique in that in order to be eligible for a lung transplant, you have to have gone 5 years cancer-free, because they don't want to give lungs to somebody who the cancer is going to come back. And also some of the drugs that you take after a lung transplant lower your immune system, and it could raise the chances of your cancer coming back. So they want to just make sure it's all out of your system before they would approve you for a lung transplant. So I'm 4 years out, having been cancer-free for 4 years after my treatment was finished. And so that's a big marker for me that I made it 4 years and I still am cancer-free. And what I wanted to update you on was that I went to UCSF, which is University of California, San Francisco, 2 days ago, and had a good visit there. And that the encouraging thing is that my doctor, he keeps trying to refer me to the lung transplant team, and they keep telling me no, that it hasn't been long enough being cancer-free, even though I could have been on the list 2 years ago because of my severity of my disease. But this time, he said, we're going to try again because you're 4 years cancer-free, and we want to just see if they would at least just talk to you. Because before they wouldn't even meet with me or anything. Because they're busy. They have lots of patients, you know. And so this time they actually said, yes, they were willing to at least meet with me. That doesn't mean I would get on the transplant list or anything like that. But it does mean that at least this time they said that they were willing to talk with me. So that appointment has not been set yet, but it's coming in the future. Near future probably. And that's an answer to prayer, because it's pretty dismal what's going on. And a year ago I took a huge nosedive in how much worse I'd gotten, and so it's a very difficult disease to deal with. So what I'd like you to pray about for me, I wanted to give you that. Usually I don't have anything good to say about my health, and this time at least I was about the same as I was 6 months ago when I went in, and so that's good. That's a good thing. And then the fact that they're willing to refer me to at least talk with the transplant people is a very good thing. So I just wanted to ask you to pray, not actually, and you might think I'm asking you to pray that I get in and they accept me, and obviously I think I would like that, but honestly what I would like is that it would be whatever God wants. And so I'm delighted that I get to at least talk to them, and I just want God to guide the process, and that if that's something I'm supposed to go through, then I would be willing to do it. It's an incredibly difficult thing to go through. It kind of scares me to death, actually. But if that is His will, then I would be willing to do it. And even if you get on the transplant list, there is absolutely no guarantee that you would get lungs. In fact, very few people on the list actually do. And so while that might be discouraging to some people, for me it's actually not, because I know that if God wants me to get lungs and that's in my future, that will happen. And I'm just really not worrying about it for now at all. And I hope I don't worry about it at all. And if that isn't His desire for me and I'm meant to go to heaven earlier, then I know He will give me the strength to get through that. So if you could just pray for the doctors, that they would, even if they're not believers, that they would hear God's voice and that they would respond to His prompting. And there's some things I need to do health-wise to get ready for that. If I was accepted on the list, there's some health things I need to take care of to do that. And so I'm going to be working on exercising a little bit more. It's very hard, as you can imagine, being hooked up to oxygen all the time. It's hard to just kind of breathe at all, never mind when you're exercising. But, I exercise really, really slowly. I walk really slow and keep monitoring my oxygen to make sure that it's not dropping too much. And I'd actually like to eat a little bit healthier and lose a little bit of weight. And so there's things I need to do on my end, but it just feels really good to have a goal, to have a goal of, okay, hopefully within a year I'll still be here and I will have been able to meet my personal goals. And even if they don't select me for the transplant list, I'll be healthier, and I will know that just isn't God's will for me. So anyway, if you could just keep me in your prayers and guidance for the doctors and all of that, I would appreciate it. It's kind of the first positive news I've had about even this potential, because when I was diagnosed, the doctor actually, I don't know that I've actually said this out loud, but I'll say it now. When I was first diagnosed, I was told I had a few months to a year to live. And that doctor just completely gave up on me. And I changed insurances and changed doctors and got with somebody else who actually helped me stabilize a little bit. And, but, knew that I had to go 5 years cancer-free before they would look at me. And so it's been a pretty dismal future in that way, but it just feels good to have a goal and to know that they're at least willing to talk to me about it. So thank you so much. I can see so many people are on and are here with me, and thank you, Doris, and thank you, Milani. I'm sorry if I can't read that. The phone's very small. And those of you that are praying for me and wishing me well, and I really appreciate it. And so anyway, I just wanted to share that because it was some good news, and ask for your prayers, and just wishing you a blessed holiday season. And again, take good care of yourself. Be kind to yourself during this season. There's a lot of wonder and good, but there's a lot of stress and a lot of pressure, a lot of stuff to do, financial costs. And, maybe it's a difficult time of year for you. It is for lots of people. And just know that that's pretty normal. And thank you, Donna. I see that you'll be praying. I appreciate that. And just be good and kind to yourself during this time of year. It's super important. You're valuable and you're worth it. So thank you so much for joining me. And thank you for leaving comments below and for saying hi. So yeah, even if you're watching this later, I'd love to have you say hello and know that you were here. So thank you so much. You take good care and have a good day. Alrighty. Bye.